I've written out what I want to say. I'm just waiting on somebody at the moment. Okay. Clickety clackety. Is YouTube on crackety? Oh, this isn't on mirror mode. I don't like that. Share? No, I don't want to share video file. Okay, great. We can get started now. Hello, my name is Segan Wish. I'm a 30-year-old Aquarius. My turn-ons include figure skating, well-written fantasy novels, and tall, strong men with long hair. My turn-offs include baseless accusations, self-pity, and being led to dislike a person or creation under false pretenses. You see, a little while ago, I was told about some content from a creator I was led to believe was deeply problematic, but unfortunately, the person sharing this information with me turned out to be somewhat less than reliable, less than honest even. I don't know if this was intentional or whether they have undiagnosed psychosis or schizophrenia, but they could probably benefit from some therapy. Things went sideways with this person in a big way, and I ended up reaching out to the content creator they'd slandered, libeled, what have you. Probably both, actually. I mean, they've been talking shit as recently as 3 weeks ago, when this creator has already moved on with their life, or at least attempted to before before I, reached out. And anyway, so I reached out to this content creator who accepted my apology for talking down their work with surprising grace. And I thank her for that because I'm not sure I would have been so gracious in her shoes. I then began trying to verify what had been told to me, and surprise, the lies. Or maybe they're not lies. Maybe they're just delusions, if I want to be honestly more generous and indulgent than the other person deserves. I'm not naming names, at least not yet. But if they ever happen to come across this, there's something I've been wanting to tell them. You're a self-pitying troglodyte, and it's no wonder no one can fucking stand you. You take feedback literally worse than our dearly detested ex-president. You know the one. When your minimal efforts to improve your life aren't immediately successful, you start crying like a little bitch and basically demand pity from everyone around you, when the only thing that's really standing in your way is your own defeatist attitude. I chose to be the bigger person and apologize to you because I felt guilty that I may have overreacted to your oblivious, self-absorbed bullshit. But seeing as you threw that apology back in my face and held against me some jokes I'd made to help you feel better about your disgusting, wastrel self, I'm just going to tell you what I wanted to say back then that you probably didn't see because you couldn't handle being told you were in the wrong and, blocked me for calling you out on it. Also, your virtue signaling in favor of hashtag Stop Asian Hate is laughable in the context of how our friendship ended, but go off, I guess. So, let me open this window. Back then, I said, and you didn't see this, but I had said, of course I read and comprehended your comment. Clothes are a terrible example, and I'm tired of people who don't fully comprehend my experiences, trying to shoehorn their approximations in and then turning around and getting butthurt when I point it out. Secondly, do you enjoy taking offense to every little thing that is said to you? Because you do it a lot. Whether someone's giving you a compliment or trying to advise you, you shut down everyone who speaks to you to a greater degree than I do. And keep in mind, I have borderline personality disorder. It's diagnosed. I'm working on it with a therapist, which is, more than the person I'm talking about /2 does. You think no one appreciates you or your art? You completely ignore people like me who have commissioned multiple items from you. I understand that being in your head might be tough, and you seem like you might be borderline because there's literally no correct way to interact with you without you throwing a tantrum. But seriously, it's not my fault that you made an ignorant comment, and if you're willing to end our friendship over me calling you out for it, then you're a fickle person to begin with. I actually get asked, what I am and where I'm really from. I get to make light of it. Your race is never questioned, even if you dress eccentrically. And by the way, you need to A, get some fucking therapy, and B, stop shitting on people who actually appreciate you. I loved your sense of style. I had no problem supporting you when I could afford it. You made all these posts that sound like no one is willing to. Oh, and by the way, I had also like continued to support this person even after our friendship had ended and got like a really, and I sent them uh card with an apology in it, and their response was basically, fuck off, stop trying to send me money, so obviously their e-begging is a lie, just like everything else apparently. Um yeah, so that's what happened there. And part of this, the first part of this was scripted because I wanted to like get all my thoughts out, but just part of that script actually reminded me of the person that's like immediately going to come to mind for some of my friends, which is my ex-girlfriend, Jamie. Um, this isn't about Jamie. I'm not going to say who it's about. I said I wasn't going to name names and then I named my ex-girlfriend. Wow. Good job. But anyway, this isn't about her. She's got like multiple of the same issues and actually only went to therapy so she'd have someone to validate her, and then ended up moving in with some guy halfway across the country who probably um, got sick of her and wanted to kick her out while being sheltered in place with her. God rest him, you know. Or I shouldn't say God rest him. God bless him for, I guess, not creating a decedent and putting her in a ditch. I suppose he has a lot of fortitude for not breaking the law. I don't know. We're giving out medals for basic decency here, I guess, because that's more than some people have. So, that is my rant. I am, I don't know, I'm pretty grumpy about this, y'all, because that, just the amount of unnecessary BS. And y'all, I'm a pretty supportive person. Like, yes, sporking is my bread and butter. It is like my first instinct when I see something that's questionable is to, rip it apart with tiny, vicious little claws. However, there's a difference between sporting something like Eden, which is just this fanfic that I personally don't like, wherein I don't know the author. I just know that it's out of character, like to the extent that Piffy and I ended up writing a bunch of like little mini fics within it, like Lucius and Narcissa being into lumberjack play and other things that were more plausible, and referring to not the superior, Voldemort, referring to Voldemort as um, Our Lady of Perpetual Patience or something to that effect. And then Bloody what's her fuck. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm totally drawing a blank here. It's the brain damage. It's me not having a script. Sorry. um, and then there's a difference. Okay, so there's a difference between me sporking something like Eden, which is genuinely out of character and like it's popular, but it's like a fanfic where, the writer is not profiting from it. If she sees it, the worst that's going to happen is her feelings get a little bit hurt, or she's like, hey, I wrote this 10 years ago, don't hate, or whatever. That's like the worst that can happen, versus someone slandering slash libeling. And I'm saying slandering slash libeling because this happened over, chat. So I guess both would apply if this person is like talking to their real life friends about this. But slandering slash libeling a person who makes a living from writing and is basically saying, hey, this person I have a personal beef with wrote this thing, and knowing that my personality is like, ooh, what's wrong with this? It's just it's worse than in bad taste. Like, yes, sporking a fanfic is kind of in bad taste, but like and yeah, it was, I will admit it was my idea to actually like take it apart. Oh, I love, my name's Dexter. I'm a half blood from Northern Ireland. I'm, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do an Irish accent. I'm a Hufflepuff. Just remember the honey badger. Oh God, Eden! I gotta show you my spork for Eden. Actually, it's great. Like, this is Segan and Piffy react to Eden, and I'm just like wasting y'all's time scrolling here. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna send it to you on Discord. Here you go. We've done like 18 chapters out of 50. Well, 18 and a half out of 50. But chapter 19 is still private because I can't remember if we like finished the spork or what. But anyway, there's a difference between like sporking something like that, which was written for fun, not profit, and then sporking something. And like again, as I said, like I did volunteer to spork it, but it's because I thought the author was actually problematic. Author's cool as hell. Actually, turns out to be a real nice person. Turns out to be an actual genuine person who can go live without a script and, you know, not really necessarily have to control what they're saying or have to censor themselves. There's someone who doesn't have to like think too hard about what they're saying because they're just being themselves, right? And they give off this like really chill vibe and actually kind of cool to talk to. Like, I think we've been chatting for like, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, a bunch of hours in a row, most of which is just like, oh, she also said this and this and this and this about you. And oh, that's actually not true because reason A, B, C. Oh, but she also said X, Y, and Z. Well, that's not really true either. And that's kind of what prompted me to do this. All right. Okay, I can't do an Irish accent, so I'm just gonna. So, you're a Gryffindor, hmm? Did you have a look to see what honey badgers do to lions then? We ripped their balls off. Best do you, mate! Bruh. I literally wrote a character named Ruby Rose Void, and it was spelled like. It was spelled stupidly. And she was basically the most Mary Sue like character that I could think of at the time, just to see what I could get away with on Corey's forum. Oh, here we go. Ruby Rose Void character sheet. Clickety clickety, bitch. I said clickety clackety. And yeah, if you're interested, yes. Ikara, ikara, ikara. All right, we're gonna do. We're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. So. Vampire with melon ambrosia eyes and hair that is as the rays of the sun. It curls, waves, and frizzes with her mood. Has a heartless tattoo on one breast and a nobody tattoo on the other. She's very well endowed in this respect. It's in respect to her tattoos, y'all. Men tend to run into lampposts when they look at her because of her unusual allure and mystery. Her ears are pointed like the jagged peaks of the Alps. Her skin is an opaque, burning orange as if flames are dancing ephemerally within her skin. She wears a cape with an indigo snowflake pattern on a white purple background and gothic Lolita dresses of midnight ebony and peach porcelain. Her lips have the color and flavor of raspberry honey, which no man knows because she was taught never to kiss a man until they're married. Weaknesses and negative traits. Sometimes she worries that she's taking attention away from everybody else because people's eyes tend to follow her instead of everybody else. It makes her self-conscious because she thinks she's completely hideous. She's always willing to lay down her life for somebody else, which could get her killed someday. Sometimes she wonders if anyone really likes her for who she is and why they can stand to be around her because of how ugly she feels she is. She's also allergic to nickel, so she can't wear cheap jewelry. Her adoptive mother told her she's allergic to chocolate too. She isn't, but her mother told her that so she wouldn't get fat. So, yeah. I just outed myself because I wrote that under a sock account like 10 years ago for the forum of somebody who had like fucked with me and my characters a whole bunch. And, I try to make it clear that I've actually emotionally moved on from the shit that they pull. Like if I tell a story about them or, my show that I'm producing about them, it's for the lulz, y'all. It's because it's funny to me now. Whereas this person is like, I'm just so traumatized. Please, I'm trying to change. And it's not believable because they've been pulling the same shtick since a little while now. I actually can't, I've probably already made it pretty obvious who it is, but I can't take them seriously because that's like all they ever do is this whole, oh, I was so bad, but I'm getting better, but they never actually get better. It's I don't know. It was exhausting to be around. And it actually was quite a lot like Jamie. Like if these two meet, they could like they could have a drama off, you know, and hopefully either, mutual suicide or mutual murder. Who knows? Who knows which? Um, not that I'm wishing that on them, of course, legal disclaimer. I'm just kind of spouting off. I don't wish any like actual harm. Actually, when I first got this letter from this person, um, my response was to pray for them to have all of the obstacles and pain removed from their life so that they would have nothing to cry about, because honestly I think that would be their worst nightmare, is having a perfect life with nothing to cry about. So yeah, anyway, this has been going on for a little while. That's going to be the stream for today. Hopefully my unintelligible war garble made some amount of sense. I don't know, feeling cute might delete this later, but I might put some of this in my show. They might get called out by other parties who were more harmed by them than I was, because they might, someone else might come forward or they might not, and this could just be me just being angry. But whatever, y'all. But I just gotta say that I am who I am. She is who she is. I think part of her is resentful that I was able to in some way do what she couldn't. And again, not going in much detail, but if you know, you know, and not to be all like annoyingly mysterious and all that, but cheers. Oh, also I stole her line art and I'm totally tracing it for my show. Okay, thanks. Bye.